366. Or you can log on to Dominica, EliteRealty.com for all your inquiries and questions. Elite Realty Dominica, where exquisite living is defined by nature.
That's just how we roll.
Let me tell you who I'm rolling with. I am rolling with the Dot Experiment. I don't know if you ever heard of them before, but the Dot Experiment is here to help you with all your cell phone and computer needs. The Dot Experiment is here for all your tech, all your software problems, whether it's the storage full, your laptop won't boot, or you're just tired of your current setup, or you're just looking for tech support. The Dot Experiment is the only way to go. Call them today, 404-259-1343, or you can email them at support@thedotexperiment.com for a free consultation. Don't waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we roll it over here.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me.
Do you like music like this? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you like music like this? Then why have you not been to Sophisticated Saturday as yet? That's right, each and every third Saturday of the month, we call it Sophisticated Saturdays. Where we keep it at? Caribbeanlifetv Studios. 6254 Memorial Drive is the only place to be each and every third Saturday of the month. So if you want to celebrate your birthday, if you just want to come hang out and have some fun with grown people having big fun, Sophisticated Saturdays is the only place to be. It's brought to you by yours truly, DJ Reds, and my boy, Mr. B. Sophisticated Saturdays, every third Saturday of the month, 6254 Memorial Drive is where the grown people go and have good, clean fun. Every third Saturday of the month, man. The way you make me feel, I'm just going to have fun. I'll see you there. Sophisticated Saturdays. I got you. It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S., Southeast region, or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. Lawrence Prescott Photography. I'm smiling, I'm laughing because, God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.
It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, or shall I say, Hump Day. I am here, Coach Kimmie, Lifing with Coach Kimmie, on my favorite day of the week, Wednesday. That means I'm over the hump. 2 more days. Well, in my case, 3. But hey, I'm going to get there. So you can find me here on Caribbean Life Facebook on Caribbean Life TV. Also, you can find me on the Live 365 at Caribbean Life Radio. If you want to call in for suggestions, comments, sponsorship, definitely like the sponsorship part, please call in at 678-661-1819. Also, you can find me on Instagram at lifing_Kimmie24. That is LIFEN_KIMMIE24. And also under Hill_Kimmie. That is HILL_KIMMIE. So, just a quick recap on last week's conversation. Was focusing on the hustle culture and exactly what the hustle culture was or is, and basically growing up in my era, which would be Gen X. We were pretty much taught you go to school, get your degree. Once you get your degree, you work hard, you grind, and then at that point in time, you reap the fruits of your labor. However, being in my age group, I have found that the teachings are to me a little backwards. I'm not saying that education is not important. Education is very important. However, we tend to put ourselves in debt hustling with the hustle culture, whereas we don't have time for ourselves. We don't have time to relax because we're too busy doing the grind. We don't take time outside of the job to enjoy your family. You know, everybody wants the American dream. You want it all. You want to have the family, the kids, the career. But all of that takes time, and you have to be balanced. So that was pretty much one of the main issue we're speaking on last week. And so I found myself in that on the grind to that extent where at one point I had stated that I was working 2 jobs, 16 hours a day. And I did have a method to the madness. However, the madness almost caught up with me to the point where I didn't know I wasn't living, I was existing and just working. So I personally stated that I don't ever want to be in that situation or put myself in that situation again. And I have been diligent in avoiding that and trying not to live above my means. However, I have been doing a lot of soul searching, and at this point, I will say that I too find myself under construction. I am currently under construction. I don't know how long it'll take for the finished product or if the product will ever be finished, because the way I view it is every day I grow, every day I wake up, there's a new thought process or something about myself may change, which will cause me to grow or even to move and shift in a different position. So, with that, it is definitely important that, we are able to recognize those things about ourselves, which I have. And as I often like to kid around and joke with my family and friends, I had to put my own self on my own couch and analyze my own self, which, hey, is okay. The main part is to recognize when you feel like you're going through something or that you're under construction. So, and it's not even so much of me being under construction as it is me having to find balance in my life, which I have struggled with that in the past. I have stated that in my past I have very much been a people pleaser. And at that point in time, I didn't really understand where it came from or why I had become a people pleaser. But in even going through the life coaching program, I was able to analyze myself and say, aha, I get it. I recognize it. I see where that comes from. So it's all about doing the work on yourself, which, hey, I had to do and I'm still doing. Um, Also, with that, I will say it's important. Well, for me, I also recognize that I was making myself, even as a people pleaser, I was making myself easy, accessible, and overextending myself. So, in doing that, I wasn't making time for my personal self. I wasn't making time for me to rest, relax, to calm myself, maintain just that quiet time or self meditation, which is always important. So you can recap, okay, this is what I need, this is where I need to be. I didn't make that time for myself. So I'm learning, I'm growing, and it is a process. But there are a couple of other things I definitely want to talk about today. And one of those things would be when we talk about forgiveness and apology. Um, I was having a conversation with my niece and my daughter in law. And we were talking about forgiveness. There were a couple of things that we were talking about. But one of the things we touched on was forgiveness. And I have also often thought these are things that kind of make me ponder and go, wonder, you know. When we say, okay, I forgive you, or when someone gives you an apology, do we expect to see accountability? Is saying I'm sorry enough without the act or the work behind the word I'm sorry? So I don't know how you may view it. For me, if I forgive you for an act that you have done, then I'm going to move forward. However, if you repeat the act or is something similar, then I don't know if you really understand what you are apologizing for. So that, to me, there should be, if you're going to say you're sorry and apologize, there should be some form of accountability behind it, or you're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. That's just my personal opinion. Um, Also, on the other topic, we were also talking about dating. And I find it really interesting that, I have some single friends, and a lot of people I know that are single. And in talking about relationships and dating, they'll say, oh, well, I am dating, or I am interested in dating. So then my thing is, what are you looking for? And so I get various of different of things. Well, I want the person to be kind. I want the person to be this. I want the person to be spiritual and in tune with themselves. I want the person to have done work on themselves. I want the person to be go to church. I want the person to be able to sustain and obtain themselves. So I had a very interesting conversation with the individual, and I asked them the same question. And then they gave me their list of what they wanted. And then I turned around and asked them were they willing to be those things that they listed. So then they looked at me as if, well, they didn't quite grasp what I was saying. So I'm like, okay, well, to be how can you expect to have or receive those things if you're not willing to be those things yourself? And they looked at me and it was like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And I was like, exactly. I went through something very similar, um, dealing with my marriage myself. Um, in the first couple of years of being married, and they always say, I think it's the first 5 years. They say if you make it past the first 5 years, you're over the hump. So, oh, we are on year 4, yay! So I know that we were kind of bumping heads on different things. So, and it was like, okay, well, I'm focusing on, are you doing what I need you to do? And he's focusing on, am I doing what I need for him, what he needs from me? And I'm focusing on, well, I need you to do this. So what I took upon myself, and I can't remember the name of the book that I purchased, but they had some very good points in it, whereas stop focusing on your mate and what your mate is doing, and start focusing on what you can do to be a better person and a better mate to your spouse. And in that way, you will reap what you sow and you will see the return. So once I started doing that and stopped focusing on, oh, I need you to do this, are you doing this? I noticed that he actually noticed what I was doing. He started making comments about, oh, I see that you're doing this different or you're doing that different. And I didn't say anything. I didn't let him know where what I was doing, but I did see the change and the growth within our marriage. And so I just kept doing me and focusing on me and being a better person. And I did see that growth and that change. So when we say we're willing to date or we want to date, I find that in talking to individuals that there are a lot of people that are requesting and wanting things, but they're not willing to be those things that they are looking for. So that poses of that scenario is very interesting to me, and even to the point where I have often asked individuals, are you even willing to date yourself? Meaning, if you walked out and met someone at the same level that you're on right now, would that be sufficient for you? And they say no. I've had a lot of people say no. I don't want me. I want better. And I'm like, well, if you're not happy dating yourself, how can you expect someone else to be happy dating you? So those things, are the little things that make me go, make me ponder, and I find it very interesting. Life is so funny like that. I think that when we are out in the world, of course, we want what we want when we want it. However, if we are not willing to compromise for someone else, then why would someone else be willing to compromise for us? And so I try to look at it, and I said this year for me was the year of grace. I'm extending grace. I'm extending grace unto myself. And I'm extending grace unto those that I come in contact with, and that is just for my benefit, as well as just understanding, patience, um, and my peace of mind, basically. So, with saying I'm extending grace, it has been a journey. I am still on the journey. The journey is not over, and so that is why I am stating, for me personally, myself, I am still under construction. I am still growing, and I have work that is yet to be done. So tonight will not be a long night. It will be a very short night because, again, I'm under construction. But I will say I'm excited for things to come. I do have a lot of things that I am planning and a lot of things that I do want to do. I'm just trying to piece all the pieces together. So those of you that have been walking with me, watching me, that have been there for me, I want to say I do appreciate it. I thank you so much for your patience, your time, and just being there and your support as well. Those that are under the Caribbean Life umbrella, thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to Jess Prima for walking that walk with me. I definitely appreciate you. And yeah, tonight is a short night. And that is all that I have to say tonight, guys. So thank you so much. I am wrapping it up. Again, I do appreciate you.
Lawrence Prescott smiling, I'm laughing because God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.